A common topic that I get asked to address is compassion fatigue, and I like to look at it more, what can we do to be satisfied in our job. There are some things that contribute to compassion fatigue, and one of the things that we're learning in research is that there's moral stress, that veterinarians are often put in positions to make decisions or help clients make decisions that may go against their moral preferences, like a convenience euthanasia. That's a terrible position to be in. And what do you do with that when the client cannot afford the care, potentially, but it's something that's treatable? Most veterinarians will say, hey, I got into this to help animals and to relieve suffering, not to euthanize a pet because an owner doesn't have the money to pay for them. So I think part of what's being talked about now is, can we just relinquish control a bit about the expected outcome? Can we realize as veterinary professionals that all we can do is bring our best to the table, that we can provide a client all the options that are available, and ultimately recognize that it's the client's choice and the client's responsibility to make that decision and hopefully be able to let that go. I also think we can support each other in practices, so if it's been a difficult day, if you've just lost a patient that you really care for, can you take a time out? Can you step out of the practice for a moment? Can somebody fill in, potentially? And so I think those are things that we can do. I'm also just a big proponent of what I call the core four. Nutrition. Are you eating healthy food versus processed food? Hydration. I prefer that to be water over a stimulant kind of a beverage. Are you sleeping? So if you're having trouble with sleeping, are you coming up with a set routine where you go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time? Are you potentially using blackout blinds so that your room is dark? Is it a comfortable temperature? Are you avoiding the use of technology or exposure to blue screen before you go to bed to help improve your sleep? And then physical movement. It doesn't even have to be exercise if people view that as punishment. But just, can you get up and move every day? Can you get your heart rate up? Can you potentially break a sweat? That's so linked with mental health and mental stability that without those four, it's really hard to be consistently resilient.